The number one lesson that I have learned being on our homestead and just in general trying to organize a big family is how important organization is and how much you have to funnel energy into finding your specific style of organizing so that it works for you. Because something that works for somebody else might not work for you, and what works for you might not work for me. Now, I think this is coming out at the perfect time because another homesteading channel is going through a series of organization techniques for them. I have yet to see them, but I'm actually curious to know if he's gonna say the same thing that I'm gonna say, which is whiteboards. We had it in our rental house as well, and we put it in the same spot, in the kitchen area where we could see it all the time. And this works so well for us as a family because I can write something on it, and then as my husband will come home and eat his food, he can just look up and casually peruse the whiteboard. I don't have to present him with a whole list of things as soon as he gets home and overwhelm him. He can take his time and look at all the different things that I'm thinking of that I would like done or that I think needs to be done. And he knows if it is not written on the whiteboard, to me, it doesn't exist. So if he wants me to cover the strawberries with bird netting, he has to write that down here so that I will look at it throughout my day and then go do whatever it is he wants. So my saying has turned into, if it's not on the whiteboard, it doesn't exist. That is how important using this whiteboard has become to us for our organization. Today, I need to come through here, tidy it up, because after writing things down, erasing, writing, erasing, all of that, it tends to get a little bit messy. So I'm gonna erase these things. That verse has been on the whiteboard for a really long time. So I need to change that one up, and I'm gonna try to pick something that fits and put it on the whiteboard. I just need to tidy it up a little bit. It looks a little messy. Now, a tip for when you have to clean up your whiteboard is take a picture of everything that's on it. That is a baby, so you might hear some noise. But take a picture of everything that's on it so that way if there's anything important you need to come back to and rewrite on the board, you can reference the photo. And when you erase, use like an erase board marker that somebody started eating the styrofoam, so we had to get rid of. And then you can come in with rubbing alcohol and a paper towel to really clean it up. You'll see what I mean. Oof, it's been on here so long that it's really dried to there. Okay, I'm gonna come in with the rubbing alcohol. You can see that I just couldn't get all of it off, but watch. Isn't that satisfying? Not yet? Okay, keep watching. Alright, the first thing that I like to do is write a verse on the top. You could write whatever you want at the top. I would recommend, if not a Bible verse, then maybe a motivational saying to help you get through the week. Something to focus on, to meditate on, to think about. So, I thought it would be fun to pick a Bible verse at random. Song of Songs 4:5. Okay, new plan. Let's do an oldie but a goodie, Proverbs 21:23. Do you want to get a little nerdy? Let's make it straight. Now I'm just going to go back and put everything up there that I still need to see. That is done. I don't have any groceries that I need right now, so I have the verse, "He who guards his mouth and his tongue keeps himself from calamity." That's a great reminder for my kids for when they're using unkind words with one another. And then we talk about the fruits of the Spirit, which, whether you're religious or not, everybody could benefit. It's love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. So this dovetails nicely into talking to my kids about having self-control. You have to guard your mouth and your tongue, and everybody on the internet could stand to memorize that verse. Again, whether you're religious or not, it's a good lesson, no? Also, when I fail, which I do almost daily, I can point to this and be like, see, Mama did not have self-control. Was I guarding my mouth and my tongue? No, no. So I'm able to turn it into a lesson as well that, hey, I don't have it all together either. I'm doing my best. And we can all continue to practice and work hard. So again, whether you're religious or not, self-control is just an undeveloped muscle in the body of today's society. All right, so then I have it kind of color blocked according to, in my brain, more of like categories. So there's some money stuff going on. This one, somebody owing us $1.99. That's actually one of our children. We are teaching our children about debt, about how having debt is really not the wisest thing to do. And so what we did was I was supposed to take them to the store and they could use their money to pick something out. And that way they learn about numbers, amounts, and purchases, tax, all of that stuff. We weren't able to make it to the store. What we ended up doing instead, since we couldn't make it to the store, was I went out and I bought a bunch of stuff that I knew would be mama approved, which was actually a lot better than going to the store and having to say no to that and no to that. So I brought all of the goodies home and everybody got to pick out something to use their money to spend and purchase. Well, one of my kids wanted more items than he could actually afford. So what I said was, okay, well, you could only get this if you only wanted to pay with cash, or if you wanted to get all of the stuff that you want, you would go into debt to mama, which means that you would owe me money after I sell you this stuff. And so he didn't understand, and that's totally okay. He said, yeah, I want to do that. And then when it came time to earning money outside, doing extra chores, and his sister got payment because she's already learned this lesson a long time ago, and she was like, nope, don't want to do debt. So when it came time to his sister getting paid, she got her money. And then when it came time to him getting paid, I showed, well, this is what you would have gotten, but I'm going to take it because you owe me money. And boy, the lesson was learned on debt that day. It was more of a meltdown than I expected, but he is learning that it's best and wisest to pay in cash, if at all possible. I have something in red that is just something I have to do, and I keep on putting it off, and the more I put it off, the more it piles on, and I need to do it. So that is like, eventually has to get done. And then this section here is kind of like stuff I have to do today. And if not today, then get to it tomorrow. Down here, I have one child who really forgets to do the animal chores, and so we've made a little bit of a system with a checklist, so that when this particular child wakes up, they can read the whiteboard and go outside and take care of what they need to do, take care of their animals, take care of the things that don't usually get taken care of unless they're reminded, and then they can eat breakfast. Now, it's super helpful that that particular child has a whole lot of integrity, because even though they know I've forgotten, they know they have this list on the whiteboard and they can check it off, rather than like, oh, well, mama didn't mention it, I guess I don't have to do the checklist. So this has actually worked well with that child, but maybe it won't work for every child. So keep that in mind. If you develop a system for somebody else on your whiteboard, they may or may not follow it, because again, your system might not work for somebody else. So this has been incredibly helpful. Let's make a reminder for my husband. What should we do? What should we do? What should we do? I don't think I forgot anything with that. And with that, I hope that this has been helpful to you. Maybe I don't know, what's this, a 2x3 foot whiteboard? Maybe a little bit of overkill for you, so even something a little bit smaller. So get to homesteading and get organized.